Yeah. It's your boy Cannon with the camera. We doing talk with the Cannon right now. I got my man Usvni Infinite.
Yes, sir.
And we in FDE. We here. I mean,
Yes, sir.
wanted to get with my man. Can I call you an engineer, super producer? You a man of many hats, jacker, many trades.
Yeah, I don't know. I consider myself just an architect. You know what I mean? Like, I love to build, and I love to build. You know, beside like minds and visionaries, and so yeah, you know, when you're a visionary, you're an entrepreneur. You kind of got to do whatever it takes to kind of get the job done. You know, so you might got to sweep the floor today. You might got to create the $1 million plan tomorrow. And I'm one of those niggas. I'm not really scared of playing any role. I don't mind playing any role, just to see the family win, and that's what kind of time we on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I like what you said about family, and in terms of developing a family, how important is it for an engineer to build synergy with the team?
I mean, I think it's got to be in the top 3 in terms of the priority list of things to make sure that's in place in order to create something great. You know, I think that you know, no matter what it is, whether it's, you know, business, whether it's music, whether it's sports, I think, you know, life in general is a team sport. You know, so I think we all, you know, we really begin to get somewhere in life and move somewhere in life when we understand that we truly gotta lock in with each other and lock in with like minds. Like, I can be as great as I am, or as great as I want to be, rather. And you know, no matter what, I still gotta, you know, I gotta lock in with somebody to kind of get to that next step. You know, I can't do every single thing. Even though I'm gonna try, I'm gonna give my best attempt. You know what I mean? Like, family is everything, man. So, you know, and that's not based on blood. That's based on, you know, love. That's based on, you know, loyalty. That's based on a nigga who's gonna move with your best interests at heart. You know what I mean? So when it comes down to, you know, even being in the room with artists and working with artists and building with artists, you know, I'm moving and I'm making decisions as we work through this record with their best interests at heart. You know what I mean? Like, it's family oriented in every aspect, not just one. You know, so yes, family and synergy, those are like important things when it comes down to building something great.
I like what you said that. Now, in terms of building, when you talk about building, you do a lot of engineering too, right?
Yeah, I do.
What's your process? First of all, tell me, for the other people that's gonna watch this, that's engineers, that's up and coming, they're gonna, what kind of software, hardware are you using?
I'm a niche guy. This is not one of those trending softwares, but Reason Studio.
Okay.
Shout out to Reason's, an incredible company. I've been with them for years upon years. Shout out to my brother Topper, who actually got me started in music production. He taught me how to, you know, record myself. He challenged me to kind of, you know, build as a producer, as a songwriter, as an engineer.
So you use Reason?
Yeah, Reasons.
Okay, yeah, that was hot probably 20 years ago, but
I mean, it's hot. It's one of those, if you know, you know.
Yeah, if you know, what you remember Cakewalk?
Yeah, absolutely. Cakewalk. What else was it? Sonar.
Sonar. I was just about to say that.
There's a bunch of them.
That's crazy. Remember Cool Edit Pro?
Listen, bro. Like, honestly, I've seen
all the DAWs.
Yeah, I've seen
FL Studio.
FL. I mean, but FL's still hot now.
Yeah, that's like an industry standard. So it's like, there's no way you're not going to touch Pro Tools at least once.
Yeah, that's real. That's super real. Yeah, I mean, Pro Tools is definitely an industry standard for sure.
Now, you an Apple or a Windows guy?
Preferably Apple. I wouldn't say I'm like this super tech god out here like that. But I mean, that's kind of where I started. I found like fluidity in using Apple. You know, hardware. So I'm an Apple guy, y'all. Apple Watch, Apple phone, laptop, MacBook Pro, like we all have.
That fluidity was a good word. They definitely have a good space when you have all of their products.
Yeah, heck yeah. So, Apple, y'all.
So when I was getting a little deeper to this, the craft as a engineer, as a producer, like what's your favorite part? Do you make the beats too?
So I am a producer, but a lot of guys will say like, you know, I'm a producer of all aspects. So my origin is in being a pianist. I worked as a pianist, and I found my love for arranging music. And so in my love for arranging music, you know, it helped me see the roles that really affect that, you know, those aspects of the music, as far as like, you know, being an engineer, being able to hear things beyond what's just being laid by the artist, as well as, you know, just producing in itself, like understanding how to make the listener feel a certain thing at a certain point, understanding the journey that's taking place in the music. You know, like that's my niche. I feel like that's my superpower as a producer. And yeah, I mean, just, you know, making beats and making, you know, music and writing songs and all this different stuff. It's truly about the experience, you know. And
yeah, that's facts.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, who would you say was an inspiration to you to getting you to where you are, like your ear sonically? Who do you listen to? Like who on your playlist?
Man, that's an interesting question. I'm gonna answer that two ways. So, I'm a real creative, like at my core. So music for me isn't always inspired by music itself. I'm into so many things. I'm into architecture. I'm into just about everything. Business as an art form. I'm into that. But when it comes down to it, like for me, I get inspiration from anything and everything. From my kids, I got 2 6-year-old beautiful kids. I get inspiration from music from them, my family, my FDE family, and you know, music comes from all over the place. But going into the music that I do listen to, it's a really wide spectrum of music, because I come from like a musician's origin. I can go anywhere, and these might be some names over your head, but Pat Metheny, Kurt Rosenwinkel, you know, to the people that's known, we can say Miles Davis. I would say a huge influence on my sound, as far as musically, is my brother Theljan Allen. Shout out to him. I tell everybody this: when he, you know, passes away, we're going to be studying him in college. He's just one of those guys. So shout out to Baltimore. That's Baltimore made. And then, I mean, if we go across the spectrum, man, I'm all throughout hip hop, from obviously the Kendrick Lamars, to my origin of being from the tri-state. So I'm a huge Styles P, Jadakiss, without question. Hove is #1. Listen to Prince. I got Prince discographies. I got Stevie discographies, and I'm really I love this music shit for real. Like I don't subscribe to one thing. I pull inspiration from everywhere.
So you don't consider yourself like one thing? Like it's hard for you to label yourself something. You consider yourself more like a creative.
Oh yeah,
in nature.
Question.
Yeah, definitely.
Without question.
Because you started with architecture, so it's like that's. But you also said something about being an architect earlier, so it's like, okay, that's something that you heavily influenced by, and that's important when you create art. I definitely understand where you're coming from.
Yes, sir.
Now, you mentioned being from the tri-state area.
Yeah.
You from New York?
I'm from Jersey.
You from Jersey?
Shout out to Plainfield, New Jersey. Really small city. Shout out to George Clinton. George Clinton is from there. We got ties together. The Scheider family that is really close to George and the Funkadelics, and that's my family. So Plainfield, New Jersey. Shout out to y'all. 908. That is a special place in my heart forever. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
How long you been in Baltimore?
The funny thing is, I'm a prodigal son to the city. My father, well, I was born here. I was actually born at Harbor Hospital. And don't nobody in Baltimore talk shit about Harbor Hospital. I was born in Harbor Hospital, and my mom moved back to Jersey after the incarceration of my father. And so my people's, her family was primarily there. Also, which is great context to the story, I had an older brother who had a father that was also in Baltimore as well. So moved to Jersey, spent a good decent amount of time of my adolescence in Jersey. But I always came to Baltimore. Like when I come to visit my father and chill, I was always here. I was always stuck in the village. So shout out to the village. Always stuck in the village, and I've known Baltimore my whole life, and graduated high school. And to be honest, I had me and my father had probably one of the most beautiful connections between a father and a son, and I just felt that urge, you know, at that specific point in my life, it was time to come and you know, just be under my father and take his tutelage and, you know, run with that as a visionary and as a creative. So yeah. Yeah.
So you at an early age, I'm assuming you picked up music, you picked up building with the piano.
Yeah.
You started studying music and you started studying the different components of art, like architecture.
Yeah.
You went from that. When did you decide to take this serious?
Man, you know, let my folks tell you, it's been really serious since a kid. I think I'm one of those kids that were multi-passionate, passionate about a lot of different things, and there was a lot of things I was like taking on full force. Music was just one of those things that, you know, I never had to motivate it. You know, I would go to school, go to practice, whether it be football, basketball, and you know, from there I you know, I would just go to the church. I would go to church and I'll practice like crazy, you know, and it wasn't really something that I had to like I said, I really had to motivate myself to do. Like I just would find myself at like in this safe place, you know what I mean, with music. And so, you know, it's really in me. It ain't on me. It ain't on me.
Sir.
Yeah.
So now we saying that you've been basically doing music since you was a hobbler.
Yeah, for sure.
How old are you now?
29 as of July 14th.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So you in the studio now.
Yes, sir.
You working, you locking in with different artists. When did the engineer part take off? When did you start working with different artists, and who have you been working with recently?
Man, wow, I'm gonna walk you through that. So, the crazy thing is, I want to send a shout out to a mentor of mine, one of many, Devon Allison. As a 15-year-old, 16-year-old kid, he had me really as a fly on the wall in some really big situations. Wyclef Jean, Irv Gotti. There was some early stuff with Nickelodeon that I got to really sit and learn and watch how production is really done on a high production value level. And so it started from there, like really learning and kind of getting touching engineering then, really young. And you know, throughout the process, I've had, you know, the esteemed opportunity to record with some incredible artists. I mean, that I want to name, but I'm gonna wait on it because there's some stuff coming out recently, so I want to hold on to those big names just for a second, but stay locked in with me. I would say now my transition is really to where I've walked into FDE, the family. And for anybody who is like, who is FDE or what's FDE? Forever Derelict Entertainment is where I say I really, say I've embraced being an engineer. I've embraced really being a support system for artists. And here we have artists, man. Box Check Marty records here with us. Incredible, one of the hottest artists in the city right now. Lucky Legato is here. Another incredible artist. We got some artists that's coming to the forefront really soon that I know you guys are gonna love. So I can't really wait for you guys to see it. I don't want to tell too much, but Kenan is my brother, so I gotta give him some stuff. But we got some incredible music. It's been some incredible artists coming through here. So if you are an artist, this is a little slight plug, y'all, I'm sorry, but if you're an artist, you're looking for a home just to be able to work on your music, work on your craft, FDE Studios is where it's at. So holler at us on IG or whatever, give us a call, whatever you need to do. Let's get in, let's lock in.
Yes, sir. And you heard it here from my man, Usvni.
Yes, sir.
Lock in with us here, FDE. Shout out to my man Mike.
Yes, sir.
We got a lot of stuff going on.
Big dog, touch. What's up, baby? That's my dog.
We right here.
For real.
What's the address so they,
Can we tell them the address, bro?
Hold on. Judges.
I don't know if we can tell them the address yet.
Get with us on social media.
We on IG, FDE Studios. I want to send a special shout out to Mike. I want to send a special shout out to Sean. If y'all don't know, these guys have really held up this family for as long as it's been alive. Right now, we just about to take that shit to a whole new level. So don't be late to the party. I'm trying to tell you, if you're in Baltimore, if you're in the DMV, if you're on the East Coast, no matter where you are in the world, I promise you, you're going to see our name. I promise you. Much love. You already know.
My guy. And we out.
Yes, sir.